about this. It just amuses me. And it won't in the future because, yeah, he didn't do a lot of the stuff he said the first time, but he tried. You know, Hillary, lock her up. Yeah, he tried. He tried to get Sessions to do that.
Not really.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
And he
really didn't. And that's the problem, again, like I always say, that people start off with these thoughts in their minds and then they report on them like they're facts. I notice a lot of people do this in real life too. This is a problem. You need to get your facts straight. There are millions of people watching your podcast. He didn't try. But anyway, this is Ben Shapiro schooling Bill Maher on his own show about the truth and the facts, and ends up forcing him to concede. Okay, because everybody... Okay, I don't want to predict anything. By the way, today is election day, so I don't want to predict anything. So by the time you're watching this, I don't know where we'll be at in America, but let's get back to the footage here.
Certainly tried to not honor the election, and as I said from the beginning, didn't concede. He tried everything. He did not have in place enough lackeys and stooges to pull it off the first time. That may not be the case the second time. That's my worry about Trump. The whistling past the graveyard of, he says a lot of things about the enemies within and all these words and phrases that we heard from places where they did conduct pogroms about people. That's exactly what they said in Rwanda.
Okay. I mean, I think that if you're believing that Donald Trump is a figure who's about to massacre the Houthis,
I don't.
Houthis or the Tutsis,
No, but if they were here, he would.
I highly.
The Houthis, they're eating the pet. The Houthis, the Haitians ate all the dogs and the cats. The Houthis go for the hamsters.
I don't think it's that funny. Actually, you know, this is, again, that same rhetoric that, you know, Trump says this and that. Listen, Trump can say all he wants. When he was a more serious prospect for the presidency back in his first term, and he actually tried to do certain things, he got so much pushback, right? So much pushback and lies and all kinds of things. Like, we would have been out of Syria if Trump would have had a second term right after the first one. America would look completely different, and we would have been out of Syria. I think a lot of our troops would have been home. A lot of things would have been different. But anyway, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, he said a lot of stuff back then. Couldn't get it all done. A lot of pushback, get it. Now he's not even saying some of the same stuff anymore. So I don't know what Bill Maher is like losing his mind over.
But, like, here's the thing. I keep asking people, like, what's the practical path for Trump to do this? I've actually said to people, if you actually want Trump not to deny the next election, then probably he should win, because he ain't sticking around for a third term. All he wants is to win. Once he wins, he frankly, I mean, really.
I have a problem with Ben Shapiro talking like this, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to try not to, I'm going to try not to, whatever. I have a problem with Ben Shapiro talking like this because he's laughing, like, because for him, Trump is a transactional character, right? For Ben is, I mean, come on. Ben is very well connected to foreign agencies and domestic agencies, right? So for him, this is all transactional, right? But when you take a Donald Trumpism, something that I fell deeply for back in 2020, I fell for it so hard, kept it for like years. To us Americans, it's not transactional. A lot of people are looking at Trump for this big change. He's supposed to be what comes and shakes the system. And unfortunately, I don't see that happening when you got transactional people like Ben Shapiro saying these kind of things. Oh, just let him win. You know, he doesn't want to stick around. Yeah, because America's not necessarily something you want to save, right? So you make that comment, right? But it's not transactional for people who actually want the best for America, because America is their home and their only home, and that's their first priority.
Again,
like, on a practical level.
Again, that's adorable that you think that.
You think he wants to stick around after that? The only reason he stuck around this time is because he lost last time. That's the only reason he's there.
I mean, he's not even unique in this.
You hear that comment? How am I the bad guy here? Like, seriously, the only reason why he came back around again, basically, is because he lost last time. That's the only reason. No, he did want to make America great again. He did believe in that. Yeah, so don't, like, I'm not trying to make this some sort of fairy tale, but it's supposed to be a person. Now, wait a minute now. I got to also be careful because I'm saying I don't want to make this a fairy tale, but somebody who's getting elected to lead the country and the free world, yeah, I would want them to have an idea of making America great again. This guy says he just came back because he lost. And then he laughs at him. Crazy.
Once you get to be president, once you have the plane and wherever you want to go in the world, you can get there faster than any other human being because they will clear the countryside, the streets, they will clear everything. Once you have all those kind of perks, you never want to give them. Look at Biden. He must have known that he was a shell of his former self, but you cannot, it's like flying private.
Yeah, but he's eligible. I mean, Trump's not eligible after this.
Once you fly private once.
They can't even list him on a ballot. I mean, once his second term is over, it's over. And as far as the people he's going to appoint to his cabinet, they have to go through Senate confirmation. I mean, like, here's the thing about Trump. And again, we don't have to talk about Trump the whole time, but the systems of government, the checks and balances, were built to stop stupid, blundering attempts to overrun those boundaries. They really were. I mean, that's why you can say that Donald Trump tried all this stuff and it failed, because the system was basically built for that. What the system was not really built for was the takeover of institutions from the inside and then the gradual weakening of those institutions. So, for example, the use of the Occupational Safety and Health Administration to try and cram down vaccines on 80 million Americans, right? Or the attempt to ram down, alleviation of student loans single-handedly, and then after the Supreme Court says don't do that, the attempt to continue to do that. Or the activation of the Department of Justice to continue investigating Trump apparently for everything under the sun. Like, these sorts of things, they can be abused that way. And those abuses are pretty serious.
I'm not going to follow all those trails because we're here at Club Random. But I could. Some of what you say I agree with, some I don't. Let's end this section of our conversation with just this one question. If he does do these things that I fear, will you admit it?
Sure.
Yes. Of course he would admit it. I'm going to tell you, Ben Shapiro would certainly admit it. What Ben Shapiro just told you is that our systems that we have in place are to contain people, right? And maybe there are people who just really do need some containing. There are. But when you look at what Trumpism, what Trump wanted to do, to me, there's no reason to contain that. What Trump wanted to do was bring this country back to what it's supposed to be. Really, seriously. I've listened to him talk. Obviously, I've said this already. And, he wanted to get rid of certain departments. He made sense. He's a very common sense guy. He wanted to get rid of the Department of Education. Then when he was saying, I remember he was saying, I don't want to get rid of the FBI. I want to make it better. And people would say, oh, he's not, you see, he's not really populist, or he's still, that's when people were trying to say, like, oh, he was establishment for saying that. I'm like, no, we need an FBI. We've been infiltrated by foreign spies in this country, bro. We need an FBI. We do need these agencies. The problem is the people running these agencies are not, they don't have America's best interest at heart, period, right? Because when you are investigating the Amish farmers, instead of going and finding out who are the foreign spies, this is a problem, right? So anyway, yeah, I still need an agency to make sure and investigate that we are still a sovereign nation. We're not that anymore, okay? We're not. This is not doom and gloom. This is open your eyes. That's what this is. If you love this country, if you don't find this country to just be transactional, and you want to leave something behind for your children, their children, something that makes sense of America, just open your eyes to everything. I'll just leave it at that. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.